This is 13,049 juice with a nameless shrine. It is rarity and quantity. Oh God. All right. Serious face. No delirium. Not even mad. Not even mad. If I die, I lose this buff. So I'm going to be extra careful trying to ramp up. Well, hey there, everyone. It's Snoo. Welcome to another 100 maps farming session. This time, I'm going to be farming 8 mod maps on 8 mod maps. So I'm using the 8 mod maps drop in your map corrupted with 8 modifiers. Very expensive sextant right now, but I'm going to do it because in the last video I did on tier 7 cemetery, people kept asking me, Snoo, how did you get all these maps? How did you just get 100 of these maps out of nowhere? I'm going to show you exactly how I did it today. And it's actually quite easy. A little bit of a jerry-rigging your atlas to do so, but it's not that complicated. And indeed, 8 mod corrupted lower tier maps is the play this league. It seems like every league I do an 8 mod map target farm, and it's very lucrative. Sometimes, in some cases, it seems to be the most lucrative strat at the time, depending on the market, the economy on the back end in places such as TFT. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you can go to the TFT Discord, go to bulk 8 mod map selling. I have right here pulled up in the search cemetery tier 7s, and you can see people trying to sell them right now randomly for about 20 chaos plus a piece with regex, which means they're highlighting specific mods. Maybe it's beyond, maybe it's the +2 projectiles because of that synergy with Abyss and the purple juice on the wisp. That's going for, well, looks like 100 chaos plus in some cases. But anyway, it is an absolute oasis for anyone who is willing to do this farm. You can just simply sustain your own and then do a different farm with them, which is what I like to do, or you can over sustain them and sell them to the community who is perhaps unwilling to do it themselves. So a great robust market. It seems to get better every single league. Now it's not just tier 16, but it's a wide variety of different tiers. Cemetery, burial grounds, burial chambers, I mean, and then Crimson Temple, or Crimson Prison, I guess. I haven't really checked into that map yet, but I have a funny feeling we're going to be visiting that map before the end of the league. This league's been an absolute blast. I'm now fully functioning tornado shot character. It's a bit off meta from what I usually do. It's pure elemental, which I've never done before. It's still a magnifying character with 92%. I believe it was 91% quant and over 300% rarity. So it's a very nice character. It's going to be absolute overkill for this farm. But anyway, let's get into the Atlas, which is right here in front of you. This is going to be an 8 mod map farm, which means I'm taking every single chance for maps to be duplicated, every single one of the higher map tier chance. Yes, it's good for this to go over 100% chance because it just gives it a 20% chance to drop 2 tiers higher. If you don't know what that means, it means maps are dropping in your maps like crazy based on the Atlas that is present there. But if it cannot meet the requirement to drop the map, it'll get recycled back in, and then you'll gain a kind of forgiveness rating until you actually drop the map at the proper tier. What happens when we have all 4 void stones, almost said watch stones, all 4 void stones in the Atlas? Basically, you're dropping tons and tons of white and yellow maps behind the scenes. You never see them until they become a fully tier 16 red map. So with this farm on lower tiers, it's kind of interesting because we're going to see, well, in one sense, it's going to be a little annoying because we're going to see more maps that are not quite the right ones, but also we're going to see more of the right maps because we're just going to drop way more maps because they're so much lower tier. And so we don't have to deal with that forgiveness rating as much, but still very good idea to take those maps dropped higher tier. So basically, I'm saying I'm going to find more maps than ever before. Kind of. But there's a catch to that because today, the strategy I'm doing will not feature Legion and really highly specifically targeting the 8 mod maps. I'm trying to do a kind of blended farm because I know what this league's like. This league's incredibly fun to farm for rares, to farm for tier 0s, to farm for conversion loot, and that doesn't really line up super well with an 8 mod map farm. Divination card farming does, however, because it's all pure quantity. But in this case, I really don't want to be running maps and just completely foregoing the chance to get high-end wing scarab, divine orb, blocks of divine orbs dropping at once, or a mirror to drop, or you know, a headhunter to drop. I don't want to give all that up. So I'm trying to blend strategies together. And this league seems to be pretty good to do that because the Wildwood Wisp Juice goes a long way if you do it right. So that means instead of running Legion, for example, or Breach, or maybe Expedition, or some mechanics that can drop the maps, we're going to stick with Strongbox, which is excellent for divination card farming, S tier for dropping maps, and still pretty good for dropping things like uniques and stuff. Nowhere near as good as Abyss, but still pretty good for dropping conversion loot and, you know, uniques and things. And then on the other side, we're going to be running Beyond purposely with a little bit of Ritual. And we're going to have Delirium involved too. And that's going to really bring up the potential for earning other currencies on the side. It's going to make this farm a lot of fun. So we're kind of farming divination cards. We're also farming 8-mob maps. And we're farming anything that's related to rarity whatsoever, which is a lot of things now. All right, so that's it for the Atlas. You can see it's all right there. And that will be linked in the description below. Got Cemetery all favorited down. And yes, Singular Focus is in, of course. For now, I will put all 4 Watchstones in, but it makes my Cemetery map become a T16. So here's a TLDR. If you want to drop tier 7s, you have to have your Watchstone set up so there's only 1. Now I scroll over Cemetery, it's a tier 7. But how do I put on 4 sets of Sextants onto the map? Well, I put them on, then I initiate the map opens, then I put them away. And while I run the map, I only have 1 Voidstone, but I have all the benefits of all the Sextants. So that's the kind of workaround. It's a little bit annoying, but it's not that bad, really. Okay, so that's it for the Atlas. Let's get into the compasses and the Scarabs. Ambush on the map device, and every single one, it's spawned there automatically. So that's where the Divine Orbs and Chaos came from. Yeah, here we are, all 4 winged. I really feel bad not running winged this league. I'm just going to run winged. I don't care if it's a tier 7. I don't care if it's low tier. It's just so much currency to be made. Honestly, I think you're doing it wrong if you're not running winged Reliquary at the very least. The other ones you could, you know, drop it down a little bit. I suppose on this farm, the least important winged Scarab is Divination. Brothers' Gifts, Stashes, and Union cards are still worth quite a bit on Cemetery. But you could drop that down if you want. So those are all the Scarabs. I'm going to be running the full hog here. Not quadruple elevated Sextants, however. We'll be doing elevated Strongbox drop rare. It's up to 2 Divines apiece right now. A little bit expensive, but I still think it's worth it. Especially in conjunction with Beyond, because that extra Strongbox will spawn a whole bunch of extra Beyond mobs. Of course, Beyond is a little bit expensive. Then the Enraged, which is actually, relative to usual prices, this is the cheapest Sextant right now. People have really gone on the bandwagon with Abyss, which is not very good for farming 8-mob maps. I tested earlier. Got to go back to Strongbox for this. And it's a good time to do Enraged Strongbox. They're under 100 Chaos apiece right now, which is very uncharacteristic. All right, and then we also have the 8-mod maps Sextant, which is very expensive as well because so many people are juicing, so many people are magic finding. They want Wandering Path 8-mod maps with +2 proj, with Beyond, with additional rares, or without any of that, just as much juice as possible. So the people who are willing to do this farm do have to pay a fair bit of investment, which definitely favors a winged setup if possible, because the winged Scarabs are cheaper than usual this league, especially as it pertains to how much value they bring to the map when you're magic finding in particular. For the record, Magic Find does not affect how many maps drop. Not in terms of like player quant, player rarity. Has 0 impact on map drops. This farm can be done with a non-Magic Find player. If you were not Magic Finding, you'd probably drop the Reliquary Scarab and then drop all the Ritual and Beyond and sub into like Legion and Expedition, things like that as a random spawning chance, I would say. But we're definitely Magic Finding today, so that's how I'm gonna do it. All right, so that's it for them. One more quick note, wisps. I am going to, on this particular 100 maps farm, I'm going to basically log all of the data that I collect on wisp farming. So I'm going to do all 100 maps and log the exact amount of yellow, purple, and blue juice. I've been telling people I average around 5, maybe 6k juice in total every time. I'm not 100% sure that's true. I'm getting better at it constantly. There's always new little breakthroughs in the community for how to do it better. And I also want to put a video out there and I'm going to use the data that I collect here on the back end to forward that into a future video that will hopefully help the community. I think for what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to splice together the top 10 maps in this 100 map set as far as the wisp juice is concerned. Splice them together and put them on a separate video, and I'm just going to talk about what I'm doing in every single wisp wildwood zone, why I'm making the decision, why I'm backtracking, why I'm going, this way, that way, when I'm expecting events, basically anything on my mind. There's definitely a lot of strategy there. A lot of people are still curious how it's done. It's of the utmost importance to be good at it this league, so just trying to, put that out there if possible. So that will be done on the back end as well. All right, I think we can almost ready. Okay, so we're gonna have to clean this up here. We'll figure out how many maps per map were dropped. This is from a previous session here, so I'm kind of showing you what happened. Last time I did this farm, it looked like it was about 2 divines per map. I believe it's the same. Let's see here. We're gonna have to reload the page. All right, there it is. Yep. All right, here's everything in the dump tab. It's all there. I'm gonna count cemetery maps worth 20 chaos apiece, and then I'm actually gonna add 60 chaos to any +2 prog maps, because I'm definitely doing this farm in part to try and hunt for the ever elusive 8 mod +2 projectile maps that people want to run for Abyss. They're extraordinarily valuable, and again, it goes to saying this is the most robust economy I've ever seen for 8 mod maps farms. People are not just searching for Beyond and more rare monsters, more magic monsters. They're searching for +2 projectile now, of all things. So we got 206 divines in here. We'll do the real number here. Looks like 215 chaos per divine. So just a little over 2 divines per map. Very close. And you might think that's a lot of investment per map, but I think you're going to see that I'm going to make a lot of currency anyway, so it's really not that much. I would be willing to pay quite a bit more if that's what it took to do this farm. So let's get it started. We're going to open our first map. And one other quick thing. It's a little bit degenerate gameplay, but I run the game in windowed full screen because I do everything on one PC and I can alt tab easily that way. Unfortunately, the Wisp realm is set up in such a way where it favors the actual windowed screen. So I'm going to show you real quick here in windowed mode. You can see what this looks like here, and if I drag the screen to kind of fit, I can drag it so it will fit on the screen. It has a different resolution. And the reason this is so potent is because I can now see out the left and right corners of my eyes to see the wisps that might be trailed out there, not just in the darkness, but the other light sources, the ones that, especially the wisp that allows you to extend your stay inside the wisp realm. And that's a big deal when you're doing this, when you're trying to stay down there as long as you can and juice as much as you can. So I'm not a huge fan of this kind of gameplay to have to do this, but it is such a huge advantage, and it's not terribly inconvenient for me that I'm going to do it. And I've been doing it, and I get used to it as time goes on. Okay, we're going to run our first map. Just a mod corrupted map. Got blessed recovery. Not that big of a deal on yellow tier. So that's kind of nice. We're going to be running ambush. And I will be logging the time. And let's get started. Alright guys, I can say pretty confidently this is the most use I've ever had, this league right here, on this map. I don't think I've ever even, I'm pretty sure I've maybe gotten 11k before. I've definitely never got over 12k before. And that's what this is. This is 13k juice, I think. Okay. Let's log it. That's a lot. I'm going to log this, obviously. Number 9. Yeah. Don't crash. Holy shit. Whatever you do, don't crash. 6. This is 13,049 juice. With a nameless shrine. It is rarity and quantity. Oh. Oh, God. All right. Serious face. No delirium. Not even mad. Not even mad. If I die, I lose this buff. So I'm going to be extra careful trying to ramp up. That mob is really dangerous. Finally stole my first headhunter buff. See, that's kind of a problem. I couldn't hold. Damn. Wow. All right. Reduced recovery is screwing me over here. All right. I'm gonna pull this. Act Evil, notable. It's effectively a map hack for rares and unique monsters on the map, including in the Wildwood Zone, which is quite powerful. We got a Divine Orb conversion. A favorable one. A mini one. What if bleed is killing me or something? Oh, 3 Divine Orb. Explosion again. Huh. That's pretty weak considering I'm purple and yellow. Heavy, really heavy on purple yellow. The loot box affected by the loot literally inside the box? No. Unicorn's lock. What? All right. All right. That's a drop. Actually got a real drop. I think it's only my 3rd one this league. Maybe 2nd. Cycling damage reduction and crit reduction at the same time. Brother's gift? Oh my god, are you serious? Thank you for gracing me with that, Chris Wilson. It's about effing time. 2nd one after 30 some odd maps. Scarab explosion, premature. Oh, and then I got a currency conversion that's also weak as heck. Oh, what's going on? Why are they so bad? It's so small. Brother stash. Oh, that's just what I needed. Just what I needed. Another one of those. Is the strat worth it without that magic fine gear? Worth it? Yeah. You gonna feel FOMO for not wearing magic fine gear? Also, yeah. My recommendation is join the dark side and start magic finding. You just might like it. Divine Orb. So many maps. Whoa, 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 whoa. Brother's gift? You gotta be kidding me. What? Those still drop? The right card dropped? Oh. Oh, I'm tingling. Tingling on the inside. Now I'm doing 100 maps of T7 8 mob map farming, and I'm not going to run any more tier 7 after this. 4 divines. Hey. Strongbox juiced up mob. Warlords plus Secret of Suffering, yeah. Superior power support. Calandra's Touch. Tier 0 just dropped. Second one of the league. There we go. That's an actual item. First big drop in quite a while. On a like a 6.5k map. Like almost 5k purple. 1.5k blue. That's what this map had. 500 even split. Okay, yeah, no purple. Damn, no purple. So much quant, so little rarity. Oh, sucks. Now what I should see is a bunch of divine orbs and reliquary keys and maybe a mirror. That was all winged if I had purple. I know, if I had like 3k purple on top of this, that was all winged. It's not quite 7k. How did I miss Delirium? Completely missed it. Caught it early though. Maps are set to drop. Maps are definitely set to drop. Oh, map explosion off of a Delirium rare. I often don't even pay attention to the back area there, thinking, you know, those mobs don't drop that much, but conversion loot can kind of be an exception there. Even still, the quant is usually bad, but this is a 3k yellow map, so the quant's actually good. Even on Delirium, garbage Delirium rare. Delirium rare mobs are like some of the lowest innate quant rarity mobs in the game. They just typically, like if you get like a currency conversion off Delirium rare, it's never big. It's never big, so this is kind of making even them kind of fun. Is finding the Warden in the Wildwood an event? Yeah, events. We're just using events as in short for a zone opening up for, you know, like a quest hub or a league mechanic event, or the wisp, bunch of monsters around event, or the wisp, you know, major wisp in the circle event, or the vendor. Just kind of a catch-all for all. That's how most people are referring to it now. Okay, we're heading south. It's gonna be this garbage over here. Thanks for ripping my strong boxes out of the map. Really appreciate it. Cartographer strongbox. Never mind, I'm good. I'm good with it. I'm good with it. Again! Damn, I haven't even started the map and I already dropped like 15 maps. I haven't even started doing the map yet. Yeah. Maybe I will. Maps. More maps, please. Yes, I will take more of those maps. Hinakora's Lock. Second one, and I don't even think Hinakora's Lock is much more rare than mirrors. I'm pretty sure. What is the ratio? Do we know the ratio yet? I don't think there's that much difference. Thank you, Mangle. Swear to God, that's another brother's gift. Oh, another Calandra's Touch? 2 Calandra's Touch drops in this 100 map set. Oh, alright. Alright. Second tier 0. Tier 0s are definitely half-baked here. We got some half-baked tier 0 drops. I'm just glad they're not garbage. Another Hinakora's Lock, a third one? What was the juice on this map again? What's this? What's this? What if I drop a mirror on this map? Maybe I drop a mirror. Dude, if I drop a mirror on this map, this would be an all-time best highlight map. All-time best. If I did. Yeah, the juice is not even that good on this map, actually. This is the only time it's been a very long time since I've had a chance to dupe a mirror of Calandra. So this will be a good time to drop a mirror. Just want to put that out there. Okay, well, consolation prize. Duped divines. From 2 to 4, hey, every little bit counts. Another divine orb. Yeah, the monster count's nuts. It definitely is multiplicative. I mean, I've already done some Abyss and tested it out. There we go. There we go. That's a little bit of a return to form. Yellow was my weakest, but I did have some decent purple there, so... Got a real Scarab conversion. Major problems for some reason. Hey, nice. There we go. Yellow and purple. Hey, this is why people like yellow and purple. That's why. One map after another. Get the winged yellow maps give you wings coming back. All 3 colors. All 3, huh? With the wisp extension immediately. With the, not a wisp extension, but you know, still good. Gave me some visual. Allowed me to see this in one of the best yellow events. Right out the gate. Come to Papa, this map could be straight up godly. Blue is what I saw the least of. I kind of want to chase blue. Chase blue up north. Oh, please be a blue event. That'd be so amazing. This is actually a blue event right here. Experimental harvest, not that good. But... so much juice there. Oh my god. Purple. I want purple. Not an extension, but great. It's line me up, allow me to see where the purple is. Now we're going to use a little bit of that diamond strap for this. It's got to be over this way. Somewhere to the right. Don't end me yet. At least let me get the purple event. Alright, good. Oh, a good purple event, too. Okay. Already 8.5k, I think. I need to chase blue wherever I can. And I do have a strong blue trail, actually. I'm not going to worry about finding the last event. I'm just going to chase whatever blue I can. Link it up. And that is going to be right up here. Push and prod my way. Something that makes it so you no longer freeze targets. because freeze and stun cannot occur together, and freeze overrides stun, so that's why this doesn't normally work on this kind of character. Oh my god, I got 4th Henicor's lock. I've never seen this many locks drop in 100 maps. Not even close. I mean, I think that's like my 6th one ever. Dropped 3 in like the last 30 maps or something. Lock finder. Magic lock finder. Alright everybody, thanks for sticking around to see the results of this pretty awesome farming session. Nothing too insane happened. No mirrors of Calandus still. I'm a little bit disappointed actually for the fact that I didn't get one to drop. While so many people in my chat are constantly reminding me they're getting their first mirror to drop ever. I did get 4 Henicor's locks, which some of the community suggesting maybe that is pretty on par with a mirror drop. Maybe even a little bit unlucky to see 4 Henicor's locks and no mirror. But anyway, this is a very, very, very rare currency item, up to 20 divines apiece. Now, it had to be counted separately because these 3 items do not count in the app. So we got that taken care of. Also, what else didn't count in the app is the difference between +2 projectile and the default setting, which I have set to 20 chaos per map. So the investment cost included 20 chaos per map, 8 mod corrupted cemetery maps, random rolls, none of them +2 proj, because I'm not running Abyss. So we farmed up an enormous number of maps, 356 of which spawned with +2 proj. That's what that is down there. That's projectile, okay? And every single one of these has +2 projectiles. They're ultra premium maps set for Abyss on Cemetery. And again, the Abyss cannot spawn the Abyssal Depths in Tier 7. And the Abyssal monsters, you know, you might actually survive them on Tier 7 through their phasing and everything. So extremely popular strat right now, this league, is farming Abyss for super juice conversion loot and stuff. I'm probably not going to be doing a video on this because I'm going to be graduating out of Tier 7. I'm going to be selling all of these maps. Going to be moving on to Tier 16s. Hopefully very, very, very soon. By the time the next video comes out, I suspect. I had a few uniques that rolled pretty well, and I was corrupting things along the go. So kind of getting some of the gambling out of the way. And that will be factored in to the final results. So, you know, there's a lot of ups. The results are kind of topsy-turvy. The Brothers card gift rate was absolutely horrendous. So let's get into the results here. The macro view. Maps, 220 divines worth, okay? We'll see in just a second just how many maps I got. That's 220 divines worth of maps calculated at 20 chaos apiece. And then we have currency at 144. Okay, that's basically mostly divine orbs. Then we got uniques. Okay, I did drop 2 Calandra touches in this set, so I am going to count them because these days with these farms, you should honestly count tier 0s in 100 maps because you're going to be dropping some tier 0s. I dropped 2 Calandra's touches and a Beano's Kitchen Knife. Beano's Kitchen Knife, not worth anything, obviously. But anyway, some decent value there. Cards. Now, obviously, I did get some Brothers gifts, and stashes still count for something. And Union cards, just a huge number of Union cards. Union's still worth a fair bit because we're still selling them like 80 GCPs to 1 divine right now. So, I mean, it's still pretty nice ratio. Still a nice little pickup. Worth about the same as Awaken a Sextant, I suppose. Picking up a Union card. Scarabs seemed really bad this time. Didn't get anywhere near the kind of good fortune I did last time on Scarab. Part of that's because I wasn't running Legion. Didn't have Expedition. But anyway, conversion loot was definitely at kind of an all-time low here. A few highlights showed a few divines, but I think the most Scarabs I got was 8 winged in 1, and like 4 divines in 1. So that's pretty bad. Delirium orbs are worth a lot these days. But anyway, it all falls off down there. So let's scroll it up. Now here we go, 114 divines, 2 Calandra touches, 2,366 cemetery maps, 1910 union cards, okay, and if we want to see how many that is, 1910, usually about 88 unions per Brothers gift and or stash. Dropped 7 Brothers gifts, should have dropped 21 at least. Now that I usually don't see ratios that bad, but that's what happened this time. Stashes are up 17. So way, 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 way lopsided there. Definitely got kicked in the teeth on the Brothers Gifts RNG on this one. And then just kind of, you know, tainted fusings, even a lot of tainted fusings there. So it drops off there. We'll go through 7 pages worth of this. Some of the corrupted uniques show up here. The best one I think was 90% reservation efficiency of Wilma. I think it's like I think it's around 2 divines of value. Okay. Then over here, we have the 4 locks, plus the couple of exceptional gems. Locks are rising in price rapidly, currently at 20 divines a piece right now. Anyway, that's 4 locks, so 81 divines. And the 99 divines worth of extra currency allotted for when I try to sell the +2 proj maps on TFT at a conservative price of around 80 chaos a piece. I will actually try to start off selling them more than that. So I'm also not including things like Beyond Regex and plus rares and magic monsters. I'm not even including that in there, so it's going to be even more value. I may not sell every map at 20 chaos a piece, but I'm definitely going to average well above what I'm projecting here in this set. That's for sure. I've done this a few times. Definitely true. Over 2 divines invested per map. Gross income, counting the top 2 lines here, is 776 divines. Net income, 570 divines. This took... Oh, that's, of course, around 5 divines per map. I've been really consistently earning about 5 divines per map, I've noticed. Around 5 divines per map. Now, in here I was tracking my average wisp thing, and I missed a few maps to track them, and sorry I haven't gone back in and fixed it. But anyway, for all the ones that I tracked, the average is 5,600 wisp juice per map. 5,600 is all right. I think I was telling people, you know, maybe 5,000, maybe 6,000 average. I'm constantly getting better at it, and new information to come out in the community. I do plan to release some videos soon on that in some format, so stay tuned for that. But you can always check the VOD if you want to see right now. I explained every single wisp, like every single time I was in there, I gave like a narrative of what I was thinking, what I was doing. So if you want to see the Twitch VOD, it's going to be a little more valuable than usual, and it's also linked in the description below. You can just kind of skip through to all of the Wisp Realm content if you wish. You can see 100 maps worth of it if you really wanted to. But anyway, that's there for your viewing pleasure. And then we got back in here. It took about 9 minutes per map. It was really hard to actually figure out the average because I was also messing around in the back end and all this stuff. But it was around 9 minutes per map. And almost no maps really took 9 minutes because usually they were faster or slower, depending on whether it was a good juice map or a not so good juice map. I was able to clear these maps in really quickly. With this character, tier 7, on this Tornado Shot Magic Flying character, I could clear the maps super fast if they were shy on the juice. I did not skip any maps. I know you can skip maps, but it's very worth it to open up strong boxes to get 8-mod corrupted maps. Still get some good value there, even on a terribly juiced map. And I had a few. You know, I had a couple maps where I had like less than 2,000 juice. Did have a few absolute duds. So that does happen. I messed up a total of 8 maps out of 100. I forgot to pull the compasses out, and that's a huge no-no, losing tons of value when you do that. So I didn't like factor that back into the net profit or anything, but I did factor that into maps per map. So out of 92 maps, I dropped roughly 25 maps per map. Now I attribute a lot of that to yellow juice. So I'm not really prioritizing juice per se, but yellow is nice for maps, and for divination cards, it's just kind of a pure quantity multiplier. Of course, it's best to just diversify the different colors, and then you get even more of everything. But at any rate, 25 maps per map is the highest number I think I've ever seen. And even though this strategy wasn't specifically tailored all in for getting as many maps as I could, it was kind of a blended strat going for, you know, where you know, if I got high on purple juice, it wasn't like all is lost. I'm still getting a lot of uniques from Beyond and all that stuff. I'm pretty happy with that. So, because I could have focused a lot harder on just dropping maps. But anyway, hopefully the tier 7 maps stay high value, and we'll see. Yeah, we'll see when I get around to selling them tomorrow. Now, we're going to do some gambling real quick, and then give you my final thoughts. Alright everybody, welcome back to the final part of the video. Okay, as I mentioned a little bit earlier, I already did kind of some of the gambling on the uniques. I think this is the best outcome that I had. Really quite poor. I didn't see a huge number of uniques, and I was a little bit disappointed in the Number of uniques I got, not because I didn't get much purple juice or whatever, just this strategy was missing Legion, it was missing Expedition, it was missing a few other things that tend to drop a lot of uniques, and it suffered from it a little bit. So, yeah, I mean, I still think it was fine. It had some bad RNG on top of it. But here's something that good happened. I dropped so many Ventors, it was ridiculous. This was not 3-to-1. I actually dropped this straight up on the ground and ID'd it, and it's minimum 10 divines. So it looks like it's about 10 to 20 divine Ventor. If I can find somebody who's subtle for a little bit of negative cold res, absolute banging Ventor there. And that's going to look good on a lot of people's finger, potentially. So that's way higher magic find stats than I got. But I need the resistances, so that goes for a lot of people too. Yeah, so that's it for the gambling. The Dragon Fangs, nothing there. The stack decks, there were only like 100 or so, nothing there. And the uniques you can see here. How about, I think it was 22 Void One Reliquary keys opened. Literally nothing of value. I like opening them even less now after this session, but I guess I'll keep doing it for you guys. They sell for 1 divine apiece in bulk. I don't know why people buy them. It's so stupid. Anyway, memoirs of someone who's never dropped anything good from Voidborn Reliquary Key. I probably opened well over 100 now. Never got anything except like 8 to 10 to 12 divines maybe. Anyway, that's it for here. That's it for all of this stuff here. We're 13 hours live and I'm closing out this video now with some final thoughts. You might have noticed in the intro and one of the highlights that there was a 13k wisp juice map, and I basically didn't have anything even close to that otherwise. I think I had like 1 or 2 10k and a few 8 and 9k maps. Nothing like 13k, and the 13k map spawned with a 5-minute quant and rarity shrine. It was an absolute dream come true, and I totally bricked it. Because I didn't know what I was getting myself into. And it makes sense to me now how it bricked, and it was a really tough pill to swallow, hard lesson learned, and it very much reminds me of, go figure, Calendar League, when I came across one of my first moments of, and highly anticipated gameplay. A moment I look back on fondly now, which was the duped Highwayman Essence Monster when I was farming. You guys might recall that video. I provided a highlight video where I fought a duped, enraged arch nemesis mob, failed to kill him in 6 portals, got him almost down, and everybody responded like, "Oh man, you see, this is everything that's wrong with arch nemesis. It's so bad. You must feel so bad about it." No, not really. I don't feel bad, because I know this is not the last time that I'm gonna have something like this happen. Of course, we've got a lot of time left in the league, and I'm going to once again get 13k juice in a miracle quant rarity shrine. It'll probably happen again, at least a couple times. And when it does, I'll be more ready. Even though I'm moving up to tier 16s, I will be changing my build, getting a lot more tanky. But here's the thing that would have probably saved me entirely, and this probably deserves its own video. It is Defiance of Destiny. People were suggesting get this after the fact, and I do understand why it's so incredibly strong. I swapped this amulet out last league doing ghosting, you guys might remember. So I know how good it is, especially in conjunction with Petrified Blood and Progenesis, which in the case of this build is tied with 30% increased flask effect next to a tincture. A very powerful, potent combination there with all 3 of those together will make me, basically immortal so long as I don't get utterly one-shot through all that stuff, which I might still. But with some added tankiness, I think we'll be fine. That was also a less recovery map, and honestly, I probably would have been fine if it just wasn't a less recovery map, because I actually died slowly, if you recall from the highlight. But anyway, we got to figure it out. Next time it happens, we'll get to see what happened. Maybe there was a mirror in there. I don't know. It's fine. As far as this strat, I liked it. I liked being able to have the joy of, chasing the purple juice, still getting something, good to anticipate in the map if I was high on purple. If I was high on blue, of course. That was fun. If I was high on yellow, divination cards and map drop. Obviously, if I had all 3, everything's good. So having Beyond and a few other things that weren't really helping with map drops was okay, I think. But definitely don't blame me if you want to focus even more on the map drops. By, again, subbing out Beyond for Legion, for example, would be kind of what I did in previous leagues. That would work out well. But I like the multi-pronged chase. That was fun for me. And so I'm maybe employing this strategy again at tier 16, but I'm out of here. I'm out of tier 7s. I don't see myself going back to these unless I just get an absolute rude awakening, even on my mere tier tornado shot magnifying character now. It could happen. But I'm going to try T16s. We're going to check out Burial Chambers. Might check out Crimson Temple. Might check out more Abyss play. Might just keep doing Strongbox. Might be Strongbox Legion. More traditional things that I usually do. I don't know. We'll see. The build's going to be improving. I made a whole bunch of currency just now. I think I will be attempting... the first thing I'll attempt to do is to sub out Chain for Fork. And we'll see how that goes. It may lag really bad. I hear bad things about that. But I want to see for myself. I definitely would like a little bit more single target, on-demand single target damage, if possible. All right, everybody, that's it. Thank you for watching the video. If you have any questions, check in the comments. So many resources linked down below. I think the VOD's going to be hugely useful for some of you who want to see somebody who's averaging over 5k wisp juice every time, averaging, to see a bunch of different replay of just random different spawns in the wisp realm and just what's going on in my head every time. I think that's going to be useful for some of you, so you can check that out in Twitch VOD if you want. But I'm out for now. I'll see you in the next video.